Welcome! Let's learn Disney Mickey and Friends Food Fight, a 3 to 5 player game published by the Op Games. Be the first player to splatter your opponents with the most food to win. To set up, everyone takes a food tray and sets it in front of them in their play area. Next, place the serving tray in the center of the play area. There are 3 types of dice: quantity, direction, and food type. Give each player one of each die. Next, each player gets a random assortment of food, the amount of which depends on player count. For a 5-player game, each player gets 12 pieces of food. For a 4-player game, everyone gets 15 pieces of food. And for a 3-player game, 20 pieces of food. Roll the dice and start flinging food at the other players. Whether you splatter them with a shake or 2 or cover them with hot dogs, the winner of the round is the player who empties their plate first. It is a simultaneous game of good, messy fun. Choose a player to start the game by saying 1, 2, 3, food fight. At the same time, all players will roll all their dice. Each die will indicate what food to throw, how many to throw, and in what direction. Once that action has been resolved, immediately grab your dice, roll again. You do not have to wait for your opponents. For the food dice, find the food that matches the die face, and for a question mark, you choose which food you will use. An R on the directional die means to fling your food to the right. L means to fling your food to the left. The multi-directional arrows means choose where it will go, and the Mickey head means to fling it on the serving tray. As for quantity, if the amount on the die shown is more than what you have, just throw what you have. Once someone finally empties their tray, the round is over, and the person who emptied their tray gets a medal. The first person to get 3 medals wins the game. Before we go, here's some other variations you may enjoy. For the food feast competition, everyone gets 3 dice and 1 of every food item. The remaining food items get placed on the center tray. Choose one player who will start the game by saying, "Grab the grub." And now the dice are rolled to describe where to grab food from. The game is done when the last food item is taken from the center tray. For each complete set of food items you have on your tray, you get 1 Mickey medal. The first person to have 3 sets wins. Another variation is a silly potluck picnic. This works the same as regular food fight, except when you roll a 3, along with an L or R, announce left or right, and everyone simultaneously moves their tray left or right. And if you have food in your hand when someone shouts that, hold on to the food as you pass the tray until you get the new tray to put that food on. And the same thing for rolling the dice. If you roll the dice and have not yet picked up the food and you must now move the tray, wait for your new tray to arrive before picking it up and following the dice directions. The first person to have an empty tray gets a Mickey medal. The first person to get 2 Mickey medals wins. A potentially helpful variation for Food Fight is to have some players start with 2 less food items, and each time they lose, have them start the next round with 1 less than that. Another variation is to use only the quantity and direction dice. They may choose which food themselves. Thank you for joining me to learn Disney Mickey and Friends Food Fight. Have fun!